Continues. But now it's time for Grace's news.
Hello, everyone. Southwest Airlines grounds its entire fleet amid giant computer outage.
Another one?
What, another computer outage?
The real problem rhyme with, I don't know, smansomeware?
You know what, Taylor? That could be. Southwest Airlines flights across the country Tuesday were grounded for the second time in less than 24 hours amid reports of nationwide computer issues. Air travelers took to Twitter by the thousands with reports of what airline staff reportedly told them was a computer system outage hours after intermittent performance issues with a third-party weather app forced a similar group stop Monday night. This is starting to sound more and more suspicious as time goes on.
Yes, but Putin says there's no such thing as a Russian hack.
It's farcical.
Farcical, yes, indeed.
We do not hire hacks in Russia.
That's an American thing.
My favorite headline, though, of the day, you just read it to me. It's about Biden is lowering his staffers.
Biden aides are lowering expectations ahead of Putin, or as Biden calls him, Kluten summit.
My expectations couldn't possibly be any lower. How is it possible to lower them? And I think most people feel the same way.
I also made clear to President Kluten that the United
President Kluten. We're going to discuss Globid 9.
Well, and how you would know, you would be able to answer this more than I could, but even for as many Biden bumbles as you've gathered over the years now, this past 2 days where he's been abroad, it's been really bad. I mean, I know they're not as funny because it's not necessarily mess-ups, but just the long pauses, it's very concerning.
That was the longest pause I've ever seen from him.
Yeah, someone at Red State said I'd call it a pregnant pause, but that would be an insult to pregnant women because they can usually have babies in a shorter
Don't you mean
time.
Birthing people?
Yes, a birthing people's pause.
You know, I think that's one of the very few times I've ever had to explain to people that there's going to be a very long bit of silence coming up here. And please, there's not a technical problem with your radio or with our transmitter. There's a technical problem with Joe Biden's brain.
And we need you to hear it.
Right.
You need to feel the silence to understand what we're dealing with. The White House on Tuesday lowered expectations as President Biden arrived in Switzerland for his summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin, with a senior Biden administration official telling reporters that they are, quote, not expecting a big set of deliverables from the Wednesday talks. That's hopeful.
A big set of deliverables. How about a set of takeouts? How about some takeout cocktails from the Geneva Bar and Grill?
Well, the interesting thing about Joe during that cut, Howie, where he had the long pause, is you could tell, and they write this in this New York Post story, that he's switching up from his past descriptions of Putin. He's previously called him a killer who has no soul.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think, though, that would be the first question that they would prepare him for? I mean, even the rump swabs in the National Press Corps have to ask him about that. He only said that 3 months ago that Putin was a killer. Now he's going to meet with the guy. I mean, they even what's her name, Yamiche Alcindor has to ask a question like that.
Almost everyone except Yamiche Alcindor probably. Biden and Putin are expected to arrive at the meeting site in Geneva around 1 p.m. So that probably means Joe Biden will get there around 3:30 p.m. based off his schedule. And the senior U.S. official said meetings could last 4 to 5 hours, but there will be no breaking of bread.
You know what my first question for him would be if I were a reporter?
Do tell.
What country are you in, Joe?
That's
there would be a long pause.
Cruel and unusual, that kind of question.
Yes, it is.
In other news, retail sales dropped 1.3% in May, but services rose. U.S. retail sales dropped more than expected in May, which brings us to expect the unexpected.
Unexpectedly.
With spending rotating back to services from goods as vaccinations allow Americans to travel and engage in other activities that have been restricted, U.S. retail sales dropped more than expected in May. I have been expecting all of this. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I'm not that surprised. Grace's News is brought to you by Toyota of Portsmouth, the house of value. I love my Toyota RAV4, And what was even better was the process of leasing it. Everyone at Toyota is awesome. They have a huge, sparkling, clean showroom and an incredible staff. So make sure you check them out. They're located just south of the Portsmouth traffic circle off 95. Go to toyotaofportsmouth.com or visit them at the showroom. All right, now this is exciting news for all the Disneyland fans out there.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disneyland, which I've actually never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World. I think that's the better of the two, right?
It's the larger of the two. Yeah, I think it's the better of the two.
Well, bigger is usually better.
I've been to both.
Oh, humble brag. Mr. Big Shot over here. Disneyland drops mask mandate for vaccinated guests as it's open to all.
Good. That is good news.
That's good news. And also in New York today, Howie, they've opened everything. 70% of the people are vaccinated.
Right. Did you see what the head of Morgan Stanley said?
What?
He said to his staff, to his employees, he said, if you can go out to eat at a restaurant in the city, you can come back to the office too. I thought that was really a good thing to say.
Well, I was talking about this earlier today, but I really do think what we're going to run into now is people saying, I don't feel safe. Because that's kind of like a carte blanche.
They've been saying that already.
I don't feel safe.
I can't. There are two things they say. One is, I don't have childcare. But not everybody has children, right? Or that's really a lame excuse. So you always say, I don't feel safe. Because that's the old thing, you can't look in somebody's head.
Right.
And say, yes, you do feel safe. This is BS. You can't, nobody can, contradict you.
And now all of these liberal rags, they're coming out with all these question and answer segments on in their newspapers. And the questions, Howie, I'm like, come on, who's really asking? The questions are, I got vaccinated, but my pesky coworker won't get vaccinated. How do I handle this in the workplace?
Why do I have to go back to work?
What do I say to my boss
why can't I just keep lounging at home?
Doing all my work from my bed in my PJs. I mean, that's a big part of it is people just don't want to make the commute and put on real pants again.
I agree.
No one's put on real pants in over a year. It's hard to get back into that. By the way, Howie, could I just play one cut here because I'm hoping that this is not true. But I talked yesterday about how Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, was doing this weird explanation of ranked choice voting by showing like peppers and pickles and olives. And he didn't eat any of them on camera. And I think he heard the segment and decided, it's time for me to eat again. This is Bill de Blasio eating pizza to announce the winner of his ranked choice voting pizza poll. Cut 20.
Pepperoni, ladies and gentlemen. Pepperoni has won. And in honor of the new king, I want to just take a bite here. I'll tell you what it feels like.
Don't give up the day job. Actually, do give up the day job.
I didn't know it would be this delicious. When you think about ranked choice voting, think about this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that
is so bad. That last part, Taylor? That is horrendous.
That was almost as bad as John Kasich during the 2016 primary campaign.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is? And you'll understand this, Howie, as someone who was formerly a really big fan of flapjacks, I'm sure.
Vaccination.
The difference?
I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment.
See, de Blasio's eating like greasy, slimy food. That's different than a pancake. A pancake dries you out, but his is just, ugh. And why does he keep doing this? Didn't you once tell me, Howie, the big rules of being a politician are you don't wear hats and you don't eat food on camera?
Right.
He's dressing up in these crazy basketball get-ups and he's eating food everywhere he goes.
As someone's pointing out, though, he is a lame duck. But I thought he wanted to run for governor next year. There've been stories in the tabs that he wanted to run for governor.
Not after that.
No.
No, thank you, sir. Plus, we know he eats his pizza with a fork and knife.
Oh, he's another embarrassment to Massachusetts.
To
Cambridge, especially.
Remember how mad everyone got when Ron DeSantis folded his pizza slice? Imagine if he had folded it and then ate the entire thing in front of a microphone. All right, I am off to a Viva Trattoria, but I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, so you're going there. This isn't the grand opening in Malden. This is the sort of the VIP's night.
Yes, I believe
The
tomorrow.
soft opening.
Yes, tomorrow is the grand opening.
And it's and also the Grill 110, the 110 Grill.
Yes.
They're both there at the same location.
Yes, exactly. They're sister restaurants. I can't wait. I'm hoping they have some good apps out. And I will stick some in a plastic bag for you, Howie, and bring them in tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
And you, Taylor.
Thank you.
You as well.
Thank you.
I would like some
Oh gosh, requests? Are you?
calamari and some,
I'm on board with that.
and
Yeah.
some chicken piccata.
Whatever I can fit into a little baggie is
Okay.
all yours, good sir.
Anything.
We've got takeout containers in the kitchen. Just bring those along, Grace.
All right.
Howie one time came out with a bunch of M&Ms from like a lobby bowl. He had them in a plastic bag for me.
Well, I also had for years I stole a bunch of M&M bags with the logo of the Piss Poor All Sports station that was in our cluster, and I was giving them out for like 5 years afterwards to the little trick or treaters.
Oh, such a kind heart. You're such a giver.
I know. Hey, they were happy. They were happy. M&Ms could last for 1,000 years, I think. All right. Thank you, Grace.
Thanks, Howie.
Here's a quote from a recent lead editorial in the Wall Street Journal. Quote, "The president's economists are predicting the return of stagflation," unquote. Remember stagflation? We had it 40 years ago under Jimmy Carter, along with the misery index. It came back with Barack Obama in 2009. Stagflation crushes your retirement savings. The economy doesn't just stagnate, it regresses. A dollar buys less every month. You can already see it in the headlines. Inflation triples, gasoline prices spiraling, Democrats pushing huge tax hikes on income and capital gains, the Fed's printing money they don't have. So, what are you doing now to protect your money? Well, many turn to Goldco, the leading gold IRA company in the U.S. and four-time Inc. 500 winning company. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of five-star customer reviews, you can trust the team at Goldco to help you protect and grow your wealth. Go to goldco.com/Howie Carr to request your free IRS loophole guide and learn how you can take control of your retirement. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay and fall victim to another stock market crash, inflation hike, or dollar decline. Visit goldco.com/Howie Carr to get your free IRS loophole guide today. If you visit goldco.com/Howie Carr now, Goldco will give you up to $10,000 in free silver when you open a qualifying account. That's right, up to $10,000 in free silver. I'm Howie Carr.
The Howie Carr Show will be back in a bit. The paperboy's going to make a few edits on his latest Herald column.
You want to break into my kind of racket? This is the lousiest game there is. You can risk your hide to get a good shot, and the city desk may stick it on page 10, if it's used at all.